What's going on, everybody? It's the Archaic Eagle here today with Kyle is Famous. So I stumbled on this little treat when I was going through Steam the other day. It looks like a lot of fun. It's a text-based adventure game. It looks pretty crazy. So I figured, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I'm going into this pretty much blind. I know nothing about what's going on with it. All I know is that it is a text adventure game. So I'm just gonna shut up now, and we're gonna hop in and see what's going on. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Kyle is the host of the most popular talk show in recent memories, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. That's pretty much me as well, but anyway. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. That's a pretty bold statement. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel Mays. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Alright, let's go. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. I have two options here. And I know the right option. And I'm going to most definitely go with the right option. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered and successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Damn it! Okay, I guess we're getting out of bed anyway. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Okay, let's scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs, gossip, or I can go back to the bedroom. I feel like I need more protein in my diet. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon, he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Yeah, let's just eat those immediately. Ugh. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggling mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. Okay, I've wasted 7 hours and am now full. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. We'll come back to the bedroom later. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. I can leave the apartment, check the locked door, move to the kitchen, or return back to the bedroom. Let's go to the kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. I just ate, but I'm feeling a little peckish. Let's open the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. I can eat the crust on the wall. Eat the... Eat the fridge, prepare breakfast, or I can eat the condiments. Because as we all know, mayonnaise is a part of a balanced breakfast. Yeah, I want something to hold me over. Let's try the fridge. Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device and started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Okay, now that I've eaten my biggest kitchen appliance, let's go back to the hallway and go back to the bedroom. Now we can sit at the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. I can write notes for the interview, go back to my room, or we can check and see what's in the desk drawer. Let's do that. Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. I'm really curious about this key. Let's do that. Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in his desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. I suppose now would be a good time to actually write the notes for the stupid interview. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Or is your mother a mother? Yeah, let's go with that one. Kyle wrote down his second question. Beef, mashed or blended? Because that's the question that I know that is on my mind. Kyle wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? Or oh my gosh, that's horrible. I purposefully ran over a puppy. Yeah, let's go with this one. Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? Yeah, let's go with that one. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Go back to the room, exit to the hallway, leave the apartment. More. Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived because this is apparently a very common occurrence. Okay. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Because apparently I forgot how to English. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approach Rachel. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. Excuse? Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. Probably because his bits and pieces are flopping in the wind, but that could just be me. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone. The end. Alright, so Kyle prepared for the interview by being a nudist. Good, but we can do better. Let's try that again. Okay, let's be smart. Let's try the smart decision. Kyle exits the bed. Kyle opens the closet. Kyle chose an outfit. Slick suit, why not? Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. I am still hungry, though. So, we need something to eat. Kyle opened the fridge intending to find something to eat. I'm really feeling like mayonnaise is the breakfast of champions. Let's go with it. Kyle started to grab condiments from the fridge, squirting them into his mouth with both hands. The rate at which ketchup, soy sauce, and other items entered Kyle's mouth soon overrode his ability to swallow. Kyle spewed the excess condiments across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls. Kyle continued until all the condiments had been emptied. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. We're going to go back to the hallway. Kyle returns to the bedroom. I sit at my desk. I write my interview notes. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? And is your mother a mother? Let's go with, am I a mother? Kyle wrote down his second question. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed, or blended? Or have you ever eaten a raw egg whole? Yeah, that seems like a fair question. Kyle wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? And I purposefully ran over a puppy. Yeah, let's go with that one. Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? Well, are you? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat back down. We're going back to the room now, please. We have a little time. I'm feeling like a snack. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon, he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive, and we're going to save those for later. Back to my room. I believe it's time to leave. This is the tech store. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Still don't think I'm saying that right. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. "Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Kyle responded with scream and spin in circles. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Wow, my producer's a douchebag. Anywho, a moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle." Introduce Rachel. "Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction." Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved to the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. "I am glad to be here." "Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in," said Kyle. "I'm very ready," said Rachel with a winning smile. "Oh boy, are you going to need to be ready." Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. And we start off with, "Ever eaten a raw egg whole?" asked Kyle. Like the shell and all?" Kyle continued, "I have, like, a lot. It's really bad though, so sometimes I spit it back up." "Good on you, Kyle." There was a silence. "But actually it gets easier the more you do it," continued Kyle without losing momentum, "so don't start, I say." Rachel chose not to answer and looked in another direction. Kyle asked another question. "Am I a mother?" "Rachel, am I a mother?" Kyle looked at her very seriously. Rachel was visibly very unsure of how to respond, as would I be. "Well, Kyle, I think you might be a better source of answering that question than I am." "Is he though? But do you think I'm a mother?" asked Kyle, pushing further. Rachel paused for a second before answering. "I think you inspire youth to pursue STEM fields," she answered. Kyle asked another question. I ran over a puppy on purpose because reading is hard," said Kyle. Everyone in the studio froze. Kyle spread his hands out wide. "It's a joke!" He started laughing from the bottom of his stomach, now full of bugs and kitchen condiments. Nobody laughed with Kyle. Several minutes later, he stopped laughing and moved on. Kyle asked another question. "Are you guilty?" Kyle threw his questions on the floor and stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. "Guilty of what, dear Kyle?" She smiled disingenuously. "Guilty," spat Kyle, "of your crimes." Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. "Well, Rachel, I think that's all I was planning on asking you." "If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return?" asked Rachel, smiling one more time. "Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together." Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down and the broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt perhaps something was still missing. And with this, Kyle prepared very well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up here. These are the first two endings. There are 25 more endings. If you want to see any more of the endings to Kyle is very famous, please let me know. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff. That's how I know the things that you guys want to see on the channel. If you have not already, follow me over on Twitter at Archaic Eagle. That way you know what's going on with the channel. I am going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I have making it, and I will talk to you all next time.